Oh, buddy, welcome back. Okay, let's go ahead and get back in here. Sack. Yeah, I guess we gotta
Warlock, master of Scryer.
Stuff back in there. Now, typically, I like to go for melee defense on these things, but I kind of just want him specifically attacking an enemy lord. So probably just melee. He's not that great of a fighter. He does have the 30% physical resistance, which is good. Well, I mean, if he charges, that's the thing. You're going to overcap on melee attack and defense, because if you charge, you're getting plus 40, and that's going to be like 106. You have to be like plus 45. If you're 45 more melee attack than their melee defense, because I think baseline melee defense, they may have changed this over the years, but baseline melee defense is like 40. Or you can't go over 85 or whatever. So I think 85% chance to hit, that is. And every differential between your melee attack and melee defense is 1% beyond the baseline of 40. So in other words, if I charge, that's 106. Then if they have a melee defense of, what, 61 or below, then I'm overcapping, because I'm going to be at 85% chance to hit. And 61 is pretty high. A lot of lords are not going to have 61 melee defense. Now, if they have a lot of... actually, I might go damage then. Yeah, let's do precise. So yeah, with charge bonus, it's easy to overcap. It's easy to go higher than 45 melee attack on their defense. So that makes melee defense sometimes a bit more powerful, I think. It's rare you're going to overcap on defense where they're going to have less than a 15% chance to hit you, where you have like, 100 melee defense or something. Because there's just not a lot of stuff that really amplifies melee defense that much. Okay, and then here we were saving, right, until we get over to this.
Exosuit ready.
Okay, and here we got ballistics.
Warp lightning.
This dude, just precise. Okay, and let me see the, these ancillaries. I think we haven't... Slivered steel is good.
Sorcery.
There's the fencer blades. This guy? Guess that's fine.
Knock doom.
10% during forest battles. Okay. I mean, that's kind of fun. They're adding some extra stuff in there.
Storm demon.
8% ward save.
More warpstone. Now.
Oh, he doesn't even have a talisman spot. Yeah. That in there. Yeah, they changed that. That used to be more reserves, I think. But what does Scroll of Leeching even... It's like a hex on it. It doesn't matter. Do I even care about the winds increasing in the places where I am? Maybe a little bit, but we're not going to be hanging out in the same places for very long. Okay, so he already has a Saboteur. He does not have a Saboteur. And all that other stuff is assigned. Alright. Okay, so we'll move with Ikkit, and they shouldn't be allowed to reinforce. So we'll move with Ikkit, then we're going to have the other guys run back and deal with these rebellions in a moment. We're almost good enough on food where we can get some upgrades, but I just don't think we need them, and they happen instantly, so we can just wait until we get into kind of a scary situation, update it if we want to. Um, okay, we need the tier 3 thing to upgrade that. And we need to use a Doom Rocket in battle at some point. It'd probably be against the elves, I would imagine. If they come at us. We might need a Doom Rocket for them. We're in a pretty vulnerable state right now, so we gotta be careful.
Yes! Best weapon.
Should just be an auto-resolve. Yeah.
This arms
We
race.
will get another manual battle. Okay, that's a lot of food. 20 might be the max. Okay, and a bunch of money. Now, have we defeated what's-her-name yet? The Legendary Lord, was she in the previous fight?
Death contraptions to us. Upgrade. Yes, yes.
So the Clan Molder feels like it was tougher early, but part of that's because we got an ambush on the Beastmen. Okay, now we got this stuff. So we definitely want Power Overload. Okay, yeah, we don't have Concentrated Flame right now. We want the Warp Fuel. We have to have 2 things, right? So yeah, I mean, these aren't, like, insane. They're okay. Because these 2 really don't matter that much. This is cool. Now, can you only get 1 warp fuel per battle? I'm not sure if you can get 1 or more than 1. And plus 3 loyalty for masters. Alright. And then here... more replenishment. Now, if you do the Clan Molder guy, he can... I think he also gets some kind of replenishment, but he has to be, like, a high level. Like 12 to 14%. So the assassins are
Skaven Knight's greatest, best
probably your best bet
inventor.
most of the time. Does she have anything left? She has a small army somewhere. I don't know if I can actually see this town or not yet, technically.
Smartest warlock brings victory.
Okay.
I must keep
Oh, yeah.
my holy vow. No.
We are a little dinged up, but we do have the weapons teams. No walls. It might make us fight that if we don't bring this dude in here. But I just don't know if we can bring him in yet. So,
No devastation like Ikkit's devastation. Yes,
looter, replenish.
yes. Sorcerer inventor. Yes, yes.
Okay, so I don't even know why I collected income. I should have. I guess that let me. Did I do the full recruitment with like 4 units or whatever?
Bigger warp forge.
How close are we here? We're at 52%, so we are getting close to that 60%. Just trying to think, is it worth it to raid or not? I guess after I come down here and fight these dudes. Now, that's 2 turns. So if I go down here, raid, I'd get 3 food, and then I can dash over here and be in range for the rebellion. I guess that's what we'll do. Just to get the food. Since we're not getting any money here anyways. I don't think we would be getting any. I mean, we're raiding it, so it's going to be like none. But I think normally it would be like, you know, 100 something, 140. I still think it's worth just to get the food though for now. Okay, and then now
The doom wheels come.
Okay, I mean, 100% extra warp fuel is pretty good after using it. You basically get a refund, so it only costs 3. But I think I'll just wait on this until I know I want to build one. You might as well just stockpile it. I just feel like I'm not using the resource, but... Alright. Fight this. And they'll probably make us fight this, because our front line is pretty dinged up. Yeah. Well... I mean, I could greed out and just auto-resolve it and just build these again, just make these again, but I think we can do it with no casualties. That would save a couple hundred gold. Alright, and we haven't had like a manual fight in a little bit, so I guess we'll do it. One thing I did notice about Clan Molder, if you watch that campaign, you have the ability to upgrade the Skaven slaves, where they get 1 to 6 free augments on them, but I didn't realize when a unit gets an augment, each time, even when it spawns with it, you have a chance to go unstable. So it can hurt their maximum HP by quite a bit. Now, some of those augments are really good, but you can't really control them. So, you know, is it worth losing 50% of the HP on these things to get some random augment that, like, is not going to be that good if you get a couple of instabilities? Because they have very low leadership to begin with. Now, a couple of the augments can increase the leadership, but that was just kind of a trade-off where I thought they got those things without the, these dang trees. I mean, we're going to probably crush this stuff anyway, so I'm just trying to see where's the most open field. Is he on? He doesn't get on anything, I don't think. No, he just hangs back. That was just one little thing that I noticed. I was like, I don't really know if I want those augments now. Put a little bit extra strength on the flanks. Okay, it puts the drills behind anyways. Alright, let's put these here. Right in front of those trees is going to be rough. They didn't have any horses, did they? No. So I could try to get a few snipes in here. But I'm going to have to run. They'll be a little tired. How fast do they move? Sort of fast. These will not have the range. Will they? I'm not going to be able to shoot through the trees, though. No, they don't have the range. Okay, so we'll just hold these back. Then we'll run these back to here, I guess. Guess we can keep him out here. See what we can do. Alright, we'll put these over here. Now what are we aiming for? What's going to be a problem here? Not peasants. I guess just men-at-arms. They have shields, though. But I don't know if that's going to make them fire faster or not, but use one of these if I can. Probably just on the archers. Okay, the dude is on a mount. Are they all just running to the side? I'll run one of these out. Okay, now he wants to come in. Oof, watch out, don't. Okay. I think we just deleted him. Oh, run with those, run with those. Those are spearmen. These things do so much damage, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure they're all done. Yeah. Be careful shooting into my own people like that. Okay. That might be one of the highest DPS units in the game, the rattling gun. It's up there, man, because if you just sit there and just take a full volley of that stuff, it just feels like you just melt. It does. That's what a gunpowder unit should be. High risk, high reward, just annihilation. Because it is kind of shorter range, it does have line of sight issues, but, and I said before, the nice thing about the Skaven weapons teams compared to a lot of other factions is they're relatively quick. Usually about like 40 speed, so they can fire and then they can reposition, or they can actually reposition and shoot stuff in the flanks if there's no cavalry. Okay. I don't think we have enough to sack, and repairing the docks are expensive, so we'll just occupy. Nice. Armor of Fortune. These things are... The sea battles are just so goofy. I wish they would kind of rework those a little bit. Or just, like, allow you to move faster. That might fix it. If you were at sea and you could move, like, double or triple your speed or something like that, that would help. Or maybe, like, once you get into deep water, once you get away from the coast, you gain extra movement speed. I know that doesn't really make a lot of sense in terms of, like, the actual world why that would happen. Maybe you could just say you're, like, hard committing to putting up your sails or something like that, moving quicker. But it just feels like it just takes too long to move overseas. And they do have some fast travel. Like, they're helping out with that. Various, especially newer factions, have mechanics, like the new Ogre faction, where they can teleport to things on a limited basis, which is cool. But I think maybe something that would help, too, would be able to move from one of your ports to another port you control. So that way, if you at least get one army over there and you gain control, then you could move stuff over there. So if you could take, or maybe move to an ally's port, a military ally port, from a port that either you own or that's a military ally port, just like you would with the little vortex things. Maybe it takes 2 turns. Maybe you're like off the map for 2 turns and then you appear over there. Something like that. That would be really cool. That would open up a lot of options. But I just saw that pirate ship floating about there, and I'm just like, what's the upgrade? You get 3 of these. Is it more damage or something? $62 to 125 per second. Okay, that's on the initial one, and it's 4 damage per second. Huge stationary effect, good against armor, 90-second cooldown. I guess it's got that initial 62 to 125, so it has faster melting. But you still only get 3 of them, and they still just kind of wipe stuff out. Would I rather just try to get to Lightning Strike or Mine All Mine first? Guess we'll get it. Okay, and then mobility, precise. He does get a couple, like, Assassin's Trophy is pretty nice for taking down enemy lords, too. They're okay, and they're cheap. Now, they do have other utility that's pretty good, like assassinating enemy heroes is pretty nice. So they're okay. They're just not OP. Okay, and then let's do food. We're going to have to run and deal with this rebellion here probably soon. Now, did that eliminate her? No. She still has an army somewhere, and it is actually her, so she's still on the map. She must be up here trying to fight these guys or something, and she's going to come back at me here in a minute. Okay. Do we want to replace some of these with clan rats? I think so. We've got a little bit more money. Pretty big upgrade. That's fine. We'll just get rid of one of these and get rid of one of those. Because now we've got the extra 2 ranks, which is okay. Alright. And now we've got 10,000 gold. And we've got the 10% bonus, or penalty, is off. So, okay, we've got, that is stabilized. No, we do want to get all the way up there. Oh, I thought there was a tech with that. Maybe not. It was this one. Okay, what do we want next? That's 4 extra food. We do get 1,500 gold back, I think, on that, right?
Rolling doom.
Yeah, we get 1,500 back for getting the tractor beam.
1.21 gigawarps.
So it's basically 5,000 gold for this. And we get research rate. So that is good. I would like to get some more Doom Flayers. And the weapons team stuff. We need to get this for the technologies. That 100% has to happen. Now, okay, we do get 150 gold per turn, so the sooner this happens, the better. And that does let us get some weapons teams. Although we need to get to tier 4 anyway, so that's not going to matter. Now, I don't know if they've buffed this or not. It's just 174 versus 142. Obviously, it's anti-large. It is a lot more accurate. Now, this thing used to be pretty terrible, or a lot worse than the catapults, but they've changed the AI around now where they will dodge the catapults like a lot on legendary. The infantry will dodge it actively. So it's actually quite difficult to hit these. I think these are still pretty good, but that might make the warp lightning cannons a little bit better. They do have slightly further range. It's just they have the same problems with a lot of gunpowder units. Again, they are better at things like cavalry. 70 each for them firing. That's like 240. I think that these are just better at killing large things. These are 30 each, but there's 32 of them. So I guess a volley from that is about the same. It's about 900. Just trying to think, like, when would I want these? They do have that larger range. It's just, do you want them instead of the plate claw catapults? Now, these do have the -10 leadership, which usually doesn't matter. But these are probably more accurate, I would assume. Assuming there's not hills and stuff in the way. These are, like, just worthless on sieges, though. You don't get any value out of them. Versus these can still potentially be pretty good on sieges. Yes, they will dodge a lot of it, but some of it will hit. What else? We need this for, like, just getting a plague priest out. We can sell it back if we need to. I don't think... Oh, we need this. Because we need to get to Storm Vermin. And then... we do get a discount on this. It does give food. It does give research. It gives a lot of good things. This does give Doom Flayers, though, which I kind of do want to recruit. I think they're going to be 2 turns to recruit, though. But still. Let's start that. And I don't think there's any other way we could make more money. Make it 1,200 now. Well, how many turns is it going to take? So it's going to take 1. So I'm going to dash next turn, attack, come down here, come down here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 turns. Okay, so if it's going to take 5 turns, if I'm just going to have the same dude recruit, which that's probably what I want to do to save some money. I don't know, though, because if I have him recruit, it's going to take 7 turns for this. Okay, let's just start this. It's because it does pay money over time, so we want to get that going, and it does give food. Okay. And we have all of our other cheap kind of money buildings. This might even have more spots than the one, the Clan Molder one might only have 10 spots. I can't remember. 12 is like a lot. And of course I do want to get this big thing going too, but that's kind of later in the game. Once I get the Under Empire things going. I do need to use this Scheme of Doom eventually, but again, that's just kind of a cute little side quest. Especially after it's been nerfed. Yeah, we'll keep the recruitment thing for now. Stalia is going to be a few turns. Broken Axe does like us. Who are they? They're fighting these guys.
Ready
Can't
to
trade. They're gonna get wiped. Maybe they'll give us some money. Okay. That's gonna make some of the other ones kind of mad. I mean, I could sell them. I mean, selling properties is tricky.
Warp lightning.
But sometimes it can be worth. I'm going to lose the corruption. I'm going to lose, like, a little bit of income per turn. 1900. How much was this? 2800. Now, it may have been worse to switch over to the 10% cost reduction. But I didn't know I was going to be getting that much food. I didn't know the situation. And getting out of this into the green is preferential. Because that will also give us 10% reduction. Who else could I sell Beyond to? Oh, they're getting wiped also. Potentially.
What vile filth stands before me?
1500. I mean, I could sell it to them, but then I'm just gonna have to fight them and take it back probably. Then I'm gonna have to repair it. Guess we'll let it go for now. All right. Who are they fighting? It's Grom? Musion? I'm a little worried about these guys, but okay. We're good. Do we want to do the engineer thing and just get that going? I'd rather just get my weapons buildings and all this stuff up and going first. Okay. We'll just call it there. Okay. She's kind of just inting into me. Oh, dang, we got 17 off that? Nice. So if you've ever wondered, why would they do that? It just seems like the AI is dumb. I explain this almost every campaign, but if there's a rebellion that shows up, they get to be reborn as that rebellion in that area. So they probably think their best chance to win... They probably think their best chance to win is... Oh, that's a really good bonus. If they just die. If they don't have any towns and they have a very small army. How did they get... Unhappy populace where... Well... I'm not surprised. So their thinking is, you know what, I could sit here and just raid this and be annoying, but I'm really not going to get back in the game unless there's a rebellion, and then I could potentially get back in the game.
Skaven writes, greatest, best inventor.
So the most annoying thing they could do would just be to just stand around and just raid, hit and run, but that would lead to a very diminished experience for the player too. It'd be that hit and run raid style is just so annoying to deal with. I just don't think there's a lot to be gained from that, so as far as like game design. Okay, so what do I do now? There's gonna be rebellion here. I guess I just come back over here, kill the rebellion. Maybe just raid, kill the rebellion. And then we can decide what we want to do from there. Okay, this guy's getting sieged and just like running. He's got nothing.
What is your demand?
Is this getting... It's Skaven corrupt. Okay. Say, it almost looks vampiric corrupt, but it's not. Who's most likely to come at me next? These guys clearly hate me. Big time. Aquitaine is getting wrecked by probably Musion. Possibly Broken Axe. So we could try to go up the south there, but I'm a little worried. These guys definitely really hate me. I think these guys are most likely to come at me next. They're not fighting anybody else, they're just chilling. But I kind of want my upgraded units before I mess with them. Okay, and we're gonna have this soon, which should help out our income a little bit. Alright. We're at 70%. We need to get over 80%, I think. Yes, to get the big bonus.
Warp, lightning.
Okay, we're gonna switch this back over to food. And then...
That will work.
If we can raid it, we'll lose a little bit of gold, we'll get some food. Though we don't get a huge bonus from the food right now. It's probably worth losing whatever this income is. 100 for 3 food.
Magic's energies.
Oh, and we can get a warp block engineer too, I forgot about that. Since we get an extra recruitment capacity from that skill. Okay, and then we can rendezvous with that dude over here in a little bit. Okay, there's gonna be a rebellion there. We might as well raid it. We've got to upgrade these to tier 2 at some point. Now we need to start taking provincial capitals at tier 3 if we can for 40 food. Just so we can immediately get to this thing for the extra gold. And we can drop in a public order building. If it's a safe, stable capital, that's what we need to do. Magrita, so we're going to have to upgrade these. At least probably the capital. And get the public order under control soon. Because we need food everywhere. We can't afford to pay food for the public order. Okay, and then, yeah, over here we'll just raid. And we should be able to hit the rebellion. And do we get rid of that and just get the dies? I don't know. I still have some of these I would like to replace with clan rats. Eventually storm vermin. But okay, so we got all that, got this. That's a high prio. And I think this is too. We need chieftains. And storm vermin are expensive. They might actually take 2 turns to recruit, which is pretty troll. But I don't think we need a ton of them. But having a couple to deal with cavalry to protect the weapons teams, I think, are pretty important. Like your anti-large options, you basically can do either Hell Pit Abominations, which are cool, but they're very expensive with this, and that frankly they're a little underwhelming for how expensive they are. They do have a lot of HP, but for some reason, I don't know, they're okay. They're okay. Your weapons teams can obviously neutralize some cavalry a little bit. You got your Eshin Triads, which are okay. I don't remember if they take 1 or 2 turns to recruit. They are a little bit, well, significantly cheaper, but they also have a lot less HP, less melee attack. They do have 15 bonus versus large. These are like 17, I think. So these are 49 melee attack. These are 45. They do have Weeping Blades, but it's really just the HP. They have like way less HP, almost 50% less HP. Not quite, probably like 40% less HP. They have some physical resist, but anything with magic, magical attacks is going to be a problem. These have 34 melee defense plus 8. They're going to have 42 melee defense. Versus 36. Now, this Guandao infantry, I think it will have the same range as halberds, although I'm not sure. A nice benefit of halberds is they have 2 range, so 2 rows of units can attack large units, and that's why, yeah, that's one of the big reasons why they just completely smash other units. So these are good, like, strange, like, flanking anti-large units. They are a lot faster. They're very fast for infantry. 54 is fast. These assassins are like, you know, okay for cleaning up infantry. Although I think these are probably just better, given all the upgrades. These used to be anti-large, but they changed them. So yeah, I think we need those. We definitely need chieftains. Those are useful heroes, and these are just cheaper to get to, and I think probably more effective, even though they are more expensive. We don't need a ton of them, but just like a couple. Just 1 on each flank would be nice. Getting paid 40. So that pays for itself over time. Same thing here. Going from 80 gold to 140, and then we're going to get a 30% extra there. So this will pay for itself in what, 12 turns, about 8 turns or so. So I guess we get those. We can cancel them if we need to later. I think that's looking good. Kind of do want a Plague Priest. I mean, we have okay magic for now, but our main, like, lords are not going to be able to get a ton of magic. We don't, like, need these, but I guess we'll just keep it this way. That is 80. It's going to pay for itself in, like, I don't know, 30 turns or something, so it's not good money. Not a good value proposition. Unlike these. Okay. Alright, this will run it that way.
Whether chivalrous or not, I will strike you down, scum,
They already look at
if
this.
your words displease me.
1600. I mean, the sneaky thing would be sell it to him and then kill it. To get the money off of it. I don't know if that looks treacherous or not. I've never done that, and I don't know how other factions would perceive that. Because it's not technically a non-aggression, but it looks friendly that I'm selling them something. Okay, and do we go ahead and get this guy? It's going to take a lot of turns to run it up here. Let's see, spawns, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7 turns. I mean, where else could we put it? We could put it on the Tree of Life, or whatever thing here. But they've nerfed the Undercity so much. It's not even sure if it's worth messing with it. It's going to be 250 gold per turn just to get it over there for 7 turns. Then I'm going to get a Warlock Lab or whatever, which is cool. A little bit of research rate. Where else could I run it that's not like total garbage? Run it to the south, but that's almost just as far. But so it's going to be like 2,000 gold, and then I've got to pay the gold to get something, you know, maybe another 2,000 to get like 1 food per turn. It just seems bad. I don't know. I get like what, 10% research rate and a little bonus on the weapons team. I just think I'm hurting for money too much right now. I just don't think I can do it. And I'm going to have to buy chieftains here in a second, which is going to be another 500 gold per turn. I just don't think it's worth it. None of these things give me money. Or like reduce the cost, upkeep or anything. I don't think. No, it just makes them better in combat, which is cool, which means technically, you know... Let's go next, I think. Because then you can run like more Skaven slaves and fewer weapon teams and be more effective. Like combat power can become financial power. But it's not as explicit. See, they just respawned. Carcassonne just respawned. Now I'm going to kill them again, but that's the reason why they suicide into, or they unalive themselves. Sorry, YouTube, don't demonetize. Don't take away my quarter I'm going to get for this video. Off of the 70 views or something, but... I do appreciate the fans that have been here for a while. I was a little sad. Legend of Total War did a oh, that's nice. A tier list of Total War content creators. And he's got all kinds of beef and drama with some other content creators. I don't know. I don't follow it that well. But that just popped up in my stream. I was like, oh, let me see what the tier list is. And I'm like, not even on the tier list. And there's people with like, you know, and he mentioned probably like 20 people or something. Maybe it wasn't that many. But I'm like, dude, I haven't heard of 15 of these people out of 20, probably. There's like, there's so many people that have started doing like Total War content in the last, you know, 5 years, really since COVID. And I've been there since day one, damn it. Doing legendary campaigns. But I'm like, okay. I mean, these days, I don't have that many, you know, people that watch it. But there were some people that he mentioned that were like 8,000 subscribers or something. I'm like, come on, man. You can holler at me. I started about when Turin did. Now, Turin has been a lot bigger than I am, but I remember having 1,000 subscribers and he had like 3,000. And I was like, okay, this guy's making it. He's doing it. I actually played against him a few times on the ladder, which is kind of cool. I don't remember if I ever messaged him or not. But he's obviously become a much... he's got kind of a niche for himself as a sort of real-time strategy with these historical titles. Or not historical, but I don't know. He does like competitive. He's like covering the you guys probably know who he is. I don't need to explain it. The multiplayer, which I haven't really followed that scene too much. I tried to do multiplayer when the game first came out, and it just felt really imbalanced. Just like so much of it is matchup dependent. Just dependent on the lord that you pick and all this stuff. You just can't know any of that info about somebody. It's like, I remember the most jank thing was, I was playing a lot of, I guess, greenskins. I played a lot of different factions, but at the time, and they, you know, had very good infantry. They had really good, a lot of stuff, but, this is in Warhammer 1, but, their anti-air was awful. Sort of. It was usually bad unless you had to have it. But if you got matched up against dwarves, you didn't know what they were going to do. Are they going to go, because one cheese you could do is go all gyrocopters basically with your lord, and if you're against a traditional good greenskin army, you're going to smash that army. But If you knew they were probably going to go gyrocopters, then you could get, you know, Orc Arrow Boys, and those can beat the gyrocopters, but they're really bad against other dwarves because they're heavily armored, heavily shields, and, you know, stuff like that. So it's just like, are they going to go gyrocopters or not? You have no way of knowing. You're just kind of flipping a coin. Are they going to try to cheese you or not? And so they would, like, send a lord and just hide them, you know, on a big map somewhere in the trees with, you know, like an iron breaker, a unit of iron breakers or something in the corner of the map, and then they just have a bunch of gyrocopters just gun everything down. So it's just... And there was something like that for all kinds of different matchups that were cheesy. You would have, like, flying units that could, like, charge cycle at the time, too, like Bretonia. It's just cheese after cheese after cheese. And you could actually disconnect from the game and not get a loss or anything. You just pull your internet plug and you didn't get a loss. And the other person didn't get a win. It was like, dude, are you kidding me? And you could dodge matchups like that too. I think you could do it literally in-game. I was like, it was 2016 and you could disconnect. It had a worse way of dealing with disconnects than like StarCraft 1 from 1996, right? From like 20 years earlier. At least in StarCraft, you got a disconnect, you know, and I think it counted as a loss if it was on the ladder. I didn't play ladder a lot back then. I was pretty young. But I remember at least in normal games, it would tell you that someone had a lot of disconnects. So you could, like, you know, it'd have like an asterisk at least by it. But yeah, no, it would never, like, no marking, no nothing. And people would just have, like, these crazy win rates because of all that. Just the exploitation. It was a wreck. Now, that was just basically doing the multiplayer ladder. And they've probably made it a little bit better over time. These smaller tournaments with in-house rules. And I think they do have rules. Again, I haven't followed the competitive scene very much. But I think they do have rules, like you can't get more than 4 of the same type of unit, or you can only have so many heroes, or, you know, there's certain rules, I'm sure, for these, like, actual, you know, semi-professional tournaments. Okay, we're getting up there in food now. We're in the super green. I mean, 2 food is worth 30 gold, though. Because, remember, we're going to want to occupy some of these, like, main towns at tier 3. So I think I'll take the food, which is going to cost 40 food every time we do that. Okay, got a warp fuel. And we need to use food for our upgrades too, so it's still valuable even though we're in the green. But yeah, so it's probably more fun. It's probably cool, you know, in-house rules with it. But it's like back then, doing the ladder and stuff like that was just a pain. Now, Turin never did any of that. We had some really good matches. It's on the channel somewhere. I should look it up and just see, and then I could advertise it. I think we went 1-1. I think I recorded them. But there were so many matches that I had that were multiplayer on the channel. I probably had hundreds, because they only take like 10 minutes or something for a match. But I feel like I had a ton from like way, way back in the day, but I didn't label it as versus Turin or not, because he wasn't like that big of a deal back then. But that would be fun. In League of Legends, I played against some popular people too, and I was a bit higher in the ladder, like in earlier seasons. I played against Tyler 1 when he was banned in like 2015 or something, and played against a few other people, but that were notable. Okay, so we switch back to food. I mean, this is gonna rebel. Do I just sit here and then try to run down next turn? I mean, I might as well. Just boost this public order up a little bit. I'm not sure if I'll get there fast enough. But I don't want to cap the food. Okay, and then we'll run this dude. Try to run him over here to rendezvous. We haven't completed this yet. Okay, now we're making a lot more money because this thing's done. Okay, one more turn. We have this. Do we want to do the 10% cost? Be 300 gold for canceling basically, what, 3 food? 2 food. That's not worth. I mean, we get a 10% discount, so it'd be 200 gold. I need to do this eventually for a tech, but that's a really late tech. But that would give us an extra 1 food per turn also. And 10% baseline gold. I don't know what my baseline is. It doesn't include the 300 from this. It's probably at least 120 food per turn. Or 120 gold per turn at least, plus 1 food, which is like 200 gold. So that's like 300 something. So that would be worth it if I wait a turn. It'd be 5,000. I'd save 10%. It'd be 500 gold, and I'd lose 2 food off of it. And I would also lose 120 gold and 1 food. That'd be 3 food. Maybe it's not worth it. Maybe I just buy it. Because if I have to delay, if I maybe waited until the previous, I could have maybe done it a little bit better, but this will be fine. And then this stuff's gonna upgrade too. We get a little bit more money off of these things. Okay, that's fine. And we can, again, cancel those if we need to. Do this. I mean, I can cancel it. It'd be nice to get a Plague Priest. I think we can get a Bell. We're gonna need 3,000 next turn, but we are gonna be able to kill a Rebellion.
More Warpstone.
All right. Big question here is, what do we do with this guy? I have a non-aggro with Aquitaine now because I did it for the money because I thought they were gonna die. The Broken Axe, and now they're getting stronger. I mean, I could run up here and... Okay, the Wa is here. It's kind of a tough siege. What does this give? 200 gold, 10% tariffs. Okay, that's pretty good. It's a lot of wine, but I don't have anybody I can trade with. Or do I try to mess with the elves right now? Just do Menace from below. And we're going to have to get to this next turn. We may not be able to get to that. But if we get a lot of money, maybe. How strong are these elves? Pretty strong. I think I'm going to need the upgraded stuff to fight them. Seasonal. Huh. Okay, so what are my options? Could go north. We can't kill Aquitaine because we did a non-aggro with them, which may have been a mistake, but it is what it is. These seem like a bad idea. We could run back home and try to fight Meraliano.
The nation calls.
Did she sack it or something?
Praise Sigmar.
She's kind of creeping too. She's looking a little aggressive. How strong is she? Sort of strong. Kind of likes us.
Fear the pirate queen.
Do I trust that the elves are not going to come out here and get me, though? That's the thing. I don't know that it's a good idea to trust that. I mean, I think we might need this building in order to get the Bell Polisher. We don't super need that magic. Because Warp Lightning is fine. let's... I think we'll pause on that because we need to upgrade
Machine hand and sorceries.
the capitals, I think. I don't want to upgrade this one yet, but we need to get the public order under control. Okay, so... let's upgrade these. Okay, and then if we need to cancel it, we can. I don't know, I kind of do want to... plague thing, though. We are getting the +2 public order. We are going to be capped on food, so we can switch over to control if we need to. I think we go for Morelliano next, and then just hope that these elves leave us alone for a little bit. If they attack us, we can sell Brion to... we can sell both of these things, potentially, to the Greenskins. Now, do I want... we're going to have to get 2 chieftains next turn. And then we're going to have to upgrade stuff. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Okay, so there's going to be a rebellion there. We turn on the collect money everywhere. Okay. So Ikkit, I guess we can just go down here, and then we can dash back over, get into Skaven Blight. But then if we need to grab like some Poison Wind Globadiers or something, we can do that. We're a few turns away from getting these. We could grab a couple of catapults or something. Just kind of stabilize.
Kill contraptions! Travel now, now!
And this, hopefully, we can just chill for a little bit on that.
Warp power!
Okay. And then, yeah, I guess we're just waiting on the other stuff. We can cancel it if we need the money, which will probably happen. But you don't get any penalty for canceling it, so you might as well just start it. And then just see what happens money-wise. Okay. Yeah, I just think the other options are not looking great. Might be better, honestly, just to sell that stuff off to the Greenskins.
Deal with me or
Well.
fight me. You will gain nothing but misery.
There we go. Is he gonna hit it this turn? Or he's just saying it? Okay, so now we almost certainly want to sell it off. I don't want to fight him until I have the tier 4 stuff. Oh, nice. I've never seen that. I like it. Recruit an additional lord. Now this guy's just chilling. There's the rebellion. Just getting raided. Okay, we'll figure this out next time. I think we just want to sell this stuff off at this point. So how much is it even earning me per turn? 152. 300. That's not bad. That's okay. I don't think we can sell it while it's getting sieged. Have a non-aggro. I mean, we could get a military alliance with them. Maybe.
You need something from the great ratty.
Okay, so they would pay us 2,000 for this. And we would still get a lot of favor with them. How much will Aquitaine pay us?
Valiant Only the Grail companions of old could hope to best me. Yet you would try
Less.
with words.
Who owns this? Oh, that's Orion owns that. Then they just have this little strip. Okay, so I can't sell the capital to Orion. I could abandon it so that it would be annoying for them to take it and they don't get any money for burning it. That's an okay garrison. I could just try to hold it though. Yeah, this little town is only paying 169 per turn, so I'd get a cash advance of 15 turns basically to sell that, and I would get a little bit more favor with the greenskins. Which I don't know that I need that. Like, which of their units do I really want? You know what I mean? Like my weapon teams are way better than theirs. Like their Doom Divers are okay if they have tier 5. Black Orcs, I guess, are those better than like the? But that again, it's like really high tier stuff. Maybe trolls. They don't have armored trolls, but like stone trolls or river trolls. Anyways, we'll get back to that next time. So definitely heating up, getting interesting. We're gonna pop back, and I guess just try to. I mean, we could maybe recruit at Skaven Blight and then come back and fight them up here, but I don't know. We'll see. It's definitely getting interesting. But that's gonna be it. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you next time.